today I shared with you a photo of Rob Tieperman's son, Braxton. By a show of hands here in the chat, has anybody seen that photo, the photo that I shared with you from Braxton? The one of the Texas Rangers who Ed Wallace knows well, he's a good friend of his. He reached out to him. Ed reached out to him and said, "Hey, the young boy who took the video of Gonzalo Lopez, along with his mom, who were the only civilian witnesses to witness Gonzalo Lopez running from the bus and into the field." He was on a show with us, and Ed Wallace reached out to the Texas Ranger, and he sent a patch and a small little Texas Ranger star. Like I called it a shield, and Ed corrected me. It's not a shield. Guess what? We have Rob Tieperman from Leon County. He's joining us. He is here he's in the studio, and he's checking in. So we're going to get as much as we can from him live. As soon as he gives me the thumbs up, I'm not going to add him until I see he's feeling some messages. We have the Tieperman family, one part of it. Rob is joining us live from his home. So we're going to try to find out from him, boots on the ground, what's going on with Gonzalo Lopez and what's going on with the folks down there. So I got the thumbs up from Dr. Tieperman. He is a chiropractic doctor. So if you need an adjustment, I know he's always booked. His clients love him. But if you're in the Leon County area, you can always check in with him. Rob, thank you for joining. How are you, brother?
Hey, Ron. I'm good.
Yeah. What is going on? Listen, I'm not, I don't want you to tell too much, but I want you to tell whatever you're comfortable with. I already see breaking news here. I could say this. All right, I'm going to take the burden off of you because I just now refreshed my page. So I'm going to say this. Breaking news. You've heard it here first on Crime Time with DutyRon. The DPS states that bodies are found inside a home near the site where inmate escaped near Centerville in Leon County. So I'm going to put that up on the screen. So I'm not putting the Tieperman family out on this, but here it is. I'm going to go full screen with it, Rob, for 1 second. This is the site that we were looking at with Jennifer Koffendorfer, the retired FBI agent. And just now they updated it right here at the top in red. Breaking DPS, bodies found inside a home near the site where the inmate escaped in Centerville. Rob, can you talk on that? I mean, you and I had a conversation. I kept it close to the vest. I promised you I wouldn't talk about it, but it's here. It's out. Go ahead, Rob.
Out now, I mentioned earlier that I'm not able to. They want us to kind of keep it quiet, but here's what's. And I may get a phone call here. I had the craziest thing happen tonight. I'll explain here in a little bit. I'm kind of shaken. It's just too close to home. But anyway, on my way home this evening, going by, I have to go by this place where this house is, and it's about a half mile from the bus accident. And they've been in this house, and they've checked this house a few times. And tonight when I went by there, before I even got there, a mile before this place is the interstate where Woody's is. Before I got there, I saw a good 100 TDCJ guards, that's the prison guards, all kind of gathering, getting together like they're fixing to go line up again. But then on down the road where this house is, I saw a buttload of undercover cars and even some what looked like SWAT teams in what we call side-by-sides.
Right.
Like a Ranger or a dirt buggy or a farm ranch. Anyway, they were headed into this house. And so I came on home and I told Melanie and maybe a few other people, I said, something is going on in town. Something is happening. So I had gotten a text that it's out now, which what I told you, they said, keep it quiet, but that there has been confirmation that he's still in the area. And it was confirmation that his DNA was found. And he is seen in what they call a camo suit. Now, Ron, I'm not sure on the exact, but now we're hearing that there may have been a couple homes over a 2 or 3 day period that was broke into, and it's been confirmed.
How far away is this location? Without giving exacts, is this miles away, or is this within a quarter of a mile, a half mile? What are we talking about here, Rob?
From where?
From where the actual bus broke down?
Half mile.
Holy shit.
I'm telling you, Ron, it's
Here's my concern.
half mile.
It says plural in this breaking news. It says bodies found inside a home.
Well, I've got information on that there ain't no one in the United States, not even the Rangers, have on that. Because
keep it close. Keep it close. Keep it close. Let the news put it out. Again, what you told me before I was before I went live, I didn't, I said nothing about it. I kept it close to the vest. But now that I see it's out, and I see the, as you can see, I'm putting it on the screen. If you take a look at that, it says it in red. Breaking. The Department of Public Safety says bodies, plural, found inside a home near the site where the inmate escaped near Centerville. Now, again, you have every right to be upset, and my audience to see that you are visibly shaken. I can't tell you how much respect and give appreciation to you for giving this boots on the ground information to us, because it's not even reported live. There's no news agencies talking about this. So
I think that's what puts some things here. The camo, in perspective, the camo suit or cover that we were told an hour and a half ago he was in, we've now found out it's a ghillie suit.
Wow.
So he has obviously broken into a hunting cabin or something, got a ghillie suit, and the house where they found the bodies at is the one that's a half mile from the bus. That's the house that I saw them going in. And when we went back to town after I talked to you earlier, there was an ambulance outside that house. So the other thing that's released, and I can't believe you don't see it on KBTX there yet, because it was just released 30 minutes ago. And there is a white truck from that property that has been stolen.
Hi, Melanie.
Hi.
Let's get over here. And the white truck, you should be able to pull that up.
I got it now. I got it. They updated it, Rob. No worries. They updated it now. So I'm going to go full screen. You guys are off for a minute. I'm going to put it full screen. So right here, it says KBTX has learned through multiple sources that several law enforcement agencies across the region have been told to be on the lookout for a 1999 white Chevy Silverado pickup truck with possible plates David Paul Victor 4520 that could be connected to Lopez's escape. Additional details were not immediately available. Highway 7 is again closed west of Centerville. So they're saying that Highway 7 is closed. This was just 32 minutes ago. So a spokesman for the Texas Department of Public Safety tells KBTX that there are people deceased in a home in Leon County near the area where escaped inmate Gonzalo Lopez was last seen in May. A large law enforcement presence is in the area, including a helicopter. Now, again, I did report that there was a large presence. That's all I said on this video. I knew about the bodies, but Rob asked me to say nothing about it. And I honored that, because until the news put it out, I actually told the Tieperman family to keep that close to the vest. I told them that I wasn't going to put that out there. And as soon as I saw it on, public where everybody could see it, then the cat's out of the bag. So thank you for, thank you for giving me that information. I kept it, like I said, quiet. Yeah. What do you got, Rob?
Like I said, Ron, I think everything, everything's out. This is it's going crazy. The whole area is like, the problem is they said that, was that 5 minutes ago, that truck was seen
Was spotted on County Road 320.
Spotted on County Road 320, which just is right down the dirt road from us, and that goes around in a circle a couple miles and connects to 321, the road we live on. So,
Wow.
And then I looked up the people who own this ranch. I got the name of who owns that ranch, and looking them up on Facebook, I saw that they had one mutual friend with me. These people live in Houston, and they have a mutual friend with me. And I called my mutual friend and I said, hey, call and check on this family, make sure that they are okay.
Right.
And 5 minutes later, they sent a message back and said that they have been missing their nephews and their grandpa for 2 days and cannot find them, and no one's contacting them. And I'm telling you, next thing I know, they said, can he call you and try to get information? And the son called me, because he's been trying to call the police and they're just saying, hey, we're just investigating, and won't give him any information. And I said, I've got some connections. I will have them call you as soon as I can. And so 3 minutes went by and he called me right back, said, hey, no one has called me yet. Can you help me? Can you do something? And I said, trust me, I'm trying my best. I said, we've got some numbers of some higher ups here. They have your number. I'm having them contact you. And so it looks as if it's going to be a grandpa and 4 kids, or a grandma and grandpa and 3 kids. But I believe it's going to be a grandpa and 4 kids.
Oh my God. Well, I have KHOU 11 is reporting Gonzalo Lopez update. Investigators say escaped convict may be responsible for 5 murders. I'm going to play this video right now for the audience. Stand by.
The search for an escaped prisoner has widened to include the entire state of Texas. It's been more than a week since Gonzalo Lopez escaped.
Why is this playing? It's supposed to.
Half a mile up the road, though, the manhunt continues.
The exhaustive search, we've come to the conclusion that he's most likely not here.
This is
Robert
not,
Hurst.
I thought it was a report, but this is just, they're putting this in as an update, and there's nothing. Here's the truck. Here's the Texas truck. But listen, here's the title right here. Boom. And this was updated 5 minutes ago. So Gonzalo Lopez search update. Investigators say escaped convict may be responsible for 5 murders. There's no video up. I thought that there was a reporter that got up quickly. Authorities say Gonzalo Lopez, the convicted killer who escaped custody last month, could be responsible for 5 people, the murder of 5 people while he was on the run. If that is the case, I'm here in New York and I'm shook by that. So I can only imagine what the Tieperman family is going through here. Again, these are folks who know how to protect their family. They know what to do, but it is not an easy pill to swallow. Rob, go ahead. What were you going to say?
What's happened is how we feel. Melanie's scared shitless right now.
I don't blame her.
We feel like we've been let down again. Everybody's left, and they're like, hey, they're gone. Which a lot of people, we all thought he's probably gone. They didn't find anything.
Right.
But here we are. We don't know any information, and they pulled out TDC. That Robert Hurst said we're not leaving until he's found, but they basically pulled out. We had heard a word yesterday that on the 12th, June 12th, they're pulling totally out because they're going to give totally up on this. Thank God this happened. And so it's bizarre.
Well, I know Sunday when I went into town to pick up hamburgers, I noticed the creek. There's a big bridge there right before where the wreck happened with the bus. And there was a lot of action right there, but it was on, instead of the left-hand side of the road, they were on the right-hand side looking over the bridge constantly. And there were a lot of law enforcement lights and just a lot of action going on just right there at that bridge. It's a big bridge where, like, even you standing up could walk underneath. So it's I don't know if that may be a place that they have found that maybe he is, been going underneath constantly, because another person told me that he's been going to hitting a few houses around here.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
you've heard it.
And you know what? You guys have every reason to be upset with with the locals, the local TDJS. These guys are supposed to be in there and taking care of business. They told you guys that the probability is that he's out of the area. Now, I know you guys didn't let your guard down, but what about the people who did let their guard down a little bit and just like breathe?
People in this cabin.
Yeah.
Ron, that's what happened. They've been through there and looked twice, and they said, hey, he's not around. He's nowhere to be found. So this grandpa, and I believe he's in his 80s.
Oh, God.
I said, hey, guys, kids, why don't you come up for the weekend to the cabin and let's hang out. We'll go fishing and stuff. And I'll be damned. They probably walked in, I'm guessing, and you would know better than me. I'm guessing they probably arrived, and Lopez had probably been kind of living and hanging out in there. And just took him out.
It's
we're letting our guard down.
Yeah, it's all speculation on how that could have happened. But at the end of the day, we have 5 murders that is being reported right now. So in any event, and in some way, shape, or form, there was some type of interaction with Gonzalo Lopez as it's being reported here. I'm continually refreshing my feed on KHOU. I'm not sure if that's how it's pronounced, but KHOU 11, and they have just moments ago no updates, but just a different video up there. But I'm not going to play video because I don't think anybody's out on a scene. But for the people who are arriving late, it's Leon County breaking news. The manhunt for Gonzalo Lopez took a turn today, Thursday, when authorities said they discovered 5 people dead. They said Lopez could be responsible. Officials also said that Lopez might be driving a white Chevrolet truck, and we read out the license plate earlier. Editor's note, it says the videos attached to this article are from previous reports. Thank you, editor. They finally put that in there. That's why I clicked on it thinking it was a new report. But the editor just put in a little bit of a note there. Listen, this is coming as no relief to you guys, because now, where is he? Did he drive
right down the road? I don't know. And again, you don't know if
he's been living among us, and we had no idea.
You don't know if these people because there's been all kinds of sightings all over the country. You don't know if someone really saw this truck going down the dirt road by us in the last hour, or if someone just saw a truck that was white driving down the road and called it in. It's just it's just up in the air.
Right.
I'm
going to try to look up Texas Department of Public Safety on Twitter.
And I just sent you that. I just sent you a picture of that truck. The only picture they have so far that's been out. It's on the on that other.
WhatsApp.
Yeah, it's right there.
Okay, thanks. I'm going to take a peek at it. I want to just say thank you again to you guys for for coming up with me tonight here. And I know, listen, if you don't want to stay long, you just let me know you want to go. I get it. But my audience we were fully engaged in the story at the second half of this live stream. It was supposed to be the second 30 minutes, but now we're going into extra time. I can't thank you enough for keeping us up to date on what's going on. And, without you guys, I really wouldn't even have known about this. So Rob just shared with me, and if it's okay with you, I'll share it up here into the camera. I'm going to go full screen with me because I can't share it on my computer. But let me go full screen here. Hold on a second. So that's a look at the white Chevy. That's the best that I could share it for now. But that's a look at the Chevy truck. Who knows if he still has it now that it's out there? He might have dumped it. Hopefully, the police can find that truck. And then where is he?
Well, is he armed? Because he killed 5 people. How did he kill them?
Right. Were there guns in that residence?
Yeah,
probably.
I think the I heard it's 150 acres there, 150 to 200 acres. And the back side of it is that first dirt road that goes behind. So Highway 7's on one side, and then the other side of this ranch is that dirt road.
Wow.
So that and then in perspective, that this is a little cabin. It looks like it may be about 1,800, 2,000 square foot. And then behind there is a large, like metal shop looking building behind there. And then there's a second one about another 100 feet behind that. That is another big shop there. So I don't, it's just kind of bizarre. We did hear that from some of the, now this is what we heard from some of the local police, not police, sheriff's office and DPS, that later on, while they were still searching with the dogs and everything, that they would go through a real heavily wooded area where a creek would go through, a real thick, heavily wooded, and the creek was deep. And we heard that DDCJ would say, he won't be in there. Let's just keep going around it. And they almost like they rushed their search or would not get deep down in there to find to look.
Yeah.
Where we heard last time 5 years ago when he escaped and he was gone. No, I don't know how many years.
9 days. 9 days he was gone.
That he was dug into a side of a creek covered in mud. So I don't know.
Oh, he's got some survival skills under his belt. So yeah.
And to be able to escape night after night after night, airplanes, infrared, helicopters. This is bizarre.
Hey, guys, I'm going to ask you this, and you don't have to. I'm going to ask you this question. You don't have to answer it if you don't want to. How far is that location where these 5 people were killed from your residence?
We're 2.5 miles down Highway 7, 2.5 miles. And I'll tell you, between that 2.5 miles, between that place and our house, there's probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, probably only 5 residences in going down that way.
Right. Yeah.
So I mean, I always felt fairly safe after that. That Friday after he escaped, they thought they had him seen behind our house back here, and that's where the helicopters are flying around for 5 days or 5 hours, and then the next day, Saturday, we kind of hung outside. Sunday, we hung outside a little bit, and the guards weren't real thick. And then on that Monday, when I went to work that morning, there's guards all over our road, and we're basically like, what the heck is going on? And then I went into like a little nervous mode, and as a man, you've got to try to take care of your family and make him feel comfortable, and just be strong, and we're strong people.
Absolutely.
But we don't live this every day like detectives and sheriffs. I mean,
yeah. No, listen, you're strong people, but you're not. But you're not out there fighting crime and dealing with heinous criminals. You know what I mean? You're living your lives. This is not something that you, as a citizen, are supposed to be fighting and defending yourself against an escaped convicted murderer. Debbie Jackson, thank you for the super chat. She says, I worked with you before. I'm not sure who that was directed at. Was it directed at me? Was it directed at Jennifer Koffendorfer from before? I don't know, but Debbie, thank you for the super chat. Much appreciated. Much respect and appreciation there. Guys, people are sending messages in the chat. Get your guns ready. Don't you have your guns? Listen, we spoke with the Tieperman family before. They are, they have, look, he's a hunter. Look at his his wall behind him there. Show off some of that. There you go.
No, wait a minute. Half of those are mine.
So Melanie is kick ass, and she knows how to shoot. He knows how to shoot. And guess what? Breaking news. Braxton knows how to shoot too. Yeah. Hey guys, I want to shift gears, and I know it's hard for you to shift gears. Can we talk about the letter that Braxton received from the Texas Ranger? I want you guys to tell the audience about how that impacted your son. And I'm going full screen, and you guys got the floor.
Oh, so that came in yesterday, and Braxton saw that. I told Ashleigh, kids don't get much mail, and so when our kids get mail, when they do, we always kind of say, "Hey, you got a piece of mail," and so he had the mail was inside. He drove up to the house, and I said, "Braxton, you got some mail in the kitchen in there." Man, he ran in there, and when he saw that, it was in a square padded envelope, and he started to tear it in half. And I said, whoa, don't tear that in half. There might be something in there you want to read. So he settled down and read that, and oh my God, it was such a blessing to see him lifted like that was. It was a Highway Patrol patch. It was a Texas Rangers patch. And a badge. You want to run and get it? We'll show him.
Yeah. The picture of him, I don't know if Rob sent it to you.
He did.
He literally has a grin from ear to ear.
I love it.
Let me get it real quick.
She's gonna go run and get him so we can show everybody. But it just, I'm sorry about these dings coming in. It is people left and right, patients of mine, family that are calling to check on me to make sure we're okay and we're not.
Of course.
People. So
yeah. Well, I'm so happy that we could bring some joy to your son. We promised that we were going to send him some stuff. I have a second envelope that's coming out to him. It should be en route to you guys now with some police patches and stuff like that in there. So let's go full screen and show the audience what he got.
So there's one patch there. There's another one. So
Texas Rangers, Texas Public to Safety, and then there's the Texas Ranger thing. It's a star.
And
they
then,
call it
this a star.
Yeah.
Okay, good. I wish he was here. He's next door at our neighbors, and with their son playing. He's gonna be upset he wasn't here to see you and talk to you and stuff. So maybe
we ain't going anywhere. We're family now. We're not going anywhere.
Yeah, and then we appreciate you checking on us and hanging in there and with us.
I would like to say one thing. Before all this happened earlier today, I was already looking up online who I could talk to see if it was the Office of Attorney General or who is it that is ahead of TDC over situations like this in the investigations, because I was getting angry that we're continuously having to live like this, and our lives are dramatically affected. Our lives are at risk.
Yeah. And
this is a fine example of today that we are at risk because of TDC's negligence. And, I know this is a bad guy and things could have happened, but too many things have happened for this to be just him. And still no one to this day has reached out to me for the video, for an investigation, for a thorough investigation on this, or me being an eyewitness to the incident from the beginning. No one has reached out to me other than the media news.
And that's crazy in itself. You took that video, and how in God's name did nobody from the state, the local, or the federal level want to come and interview you and talk to you? I don't know. I don't know how that could happen.
I know. And I'm getting, and the more this goes on, the longer it goes on, the more we're having to deal with this on a daily basis, the more angry I get that I feel like somebody is trying to just sweep it all under the rug. And the only way it's going to be really handled is if someone from the higher up, whoever they have to answer to, gets involved.
Right. Hey, I'm going to break to News Nation really quick because I think that they're talking about this case right now.
They're actually messaging me right now asking if I would talk to them.
Well, let's hear what they have to say. This is Dan Abrams.
Lighter story. Elvis tribute artist in Vegas.
We don't want to hear about Elvis. I'm going to see if I can go back on this.
Shook up. Wedding chapels, they're bread and butter.
Hold on. So you said that they're trying to get a hold of you?
Do you? They called. I don't have my glasses on. Can you do a phone with us after 9 p.m. CST? I guess that's Central Standard Time. Richard Matthews gave us your info.
You have your phone here?
Yeah, from News Nation.
What was it?
Yeah.
News
because the guest that I had on with me was Jennifer Koffendorfer, and she's friends with Brian Enton.
Oh.
So I had told her about it to keep it quiet, but that she could text him about it. And it's good that we got them on it, because they are a really good news reporting. They're fact driven, unbiased. They will report things that the regular media won't report on. So those are good people to get a hold of and get together with, because Brian Enton, they're gonna bring your story straight to the forefront. But again, you guys make the decision, whatever you want to do. If you want to talk to them, I'll let you go. You guys can get off from here. News Nation will be we'll be giving updates on this story regularly. So anything that you could give them is going to be probably good for.
Well, I feel like that's the only way that we're going to get enough attention for TDC to be held liable and accountable for their actions, and because I feel like they're responsible. We trusted them to keep these guys locked up and keep us safe, just like all the rest of the law enforcement out there. And they have failed us. They have failed us and put us in this position.
And not only, like I think I mentioned this earlier, but not only did they fail us with keeping this horrible inmate in and letting him go, but after this, today is 3 weeks exactly from his escape. But when they left a week ago, they kind of gave us basically a sense of, hey guys, kind of keep an eye out for him, but we really think he's not here anymore. But so everyone's okay. I think it's horrible, and I think this. I'll call a name out. This Robert Hurst that kept going online, and being the spokesman, continue to say we will not leave until he's found, and we will not leave until there's evidence that he's not here.
Yeah. Yeah.
You remember all that? Every time he spoke, he said that.
Yeah. No,
so
you're
now
right.
they're going to pull out, but they're going to keep these TDCJ had cars, and their trucks would drive around the county roads, and they extended their county roads, but there was no search going on. There was nothing happening at all. They just kind of said, all right, we're done.
Right.
And that left a lot of people a sense of, yeah, he probably is gone. He's probably not around here. So let's go ahead and go out and ride around the pastures again. Let's go out and fish in our ponds again. And just like this family, I guarantee you, he said, hey, he ain't around here anymore. Let's bring the kids up. Let me have them for school just got out, and let's relax and get away. It's a horrible thing.
I remember him specifically saying you can get back to your normal lives. He said it on his last. Remember, I highlighted that last press conference on Facebook where he was actually he was mad because misinformation he felt was getting out there. In that conversation, he said that that you can get back to your regular lives, your normal lives. Because a news report, I think Sarah asked him, could everybody get back to their regular lives? And he said yes. So under his terms, everything was fine. Yeah, Sicily, New York says something is fishy here. Yeah. Absolutely. Something is fishy.
For a long time.
I mean, look at these comments, horrible. If she's going to be going up on News Nation, I guess I should let you guys go.
I'm not sure what, if there's a time frame on that or not. I don't know. I was actually, I left out of here just to go around and double check doors again for like the third time. Yeah. And recheck, make sure my guns are where I need them to be. I mean, I don't want to look or feel like I have a fear of anything here.
No,
I
but
mean,
you got to protect your own.
I'm
You got to
100% ready to take on this guy and would really love it if he just kind of walked up my driveway and let me have a little target shooting practice at this. But this is getting ridiculous around here.
Yeah, I mean, under all circumstances, I would say this. You know, it's better if in law enforcement, the people who are paid to do the job go and take care of this guy. But again, if he comes up on your property, you've already said it. You've stated it. Debbie puts in all capital letters, DutyRon, News Nation said it's 5 bodies. We've confirmed that with Robert here. He is just a couple of miles away from that location. He knows, I think everybody in that Leon County in, what are you in? Jewett is your town, right?
We're actually Centerville. We're about, Centerville,
Okay.
Leon County, Centerville.
So everybody within that area knows what's going on. It's well reported right
my
now.
phone is blowing up from people checking on me, and it's just, and I'm sure it's, and again, we're not right in the center of this, and there's other families that are closer that I can imagine what they're going through right now that are just, I mean, a mile closer to us.
Right.
And I know we have it bad where we're at. We have families checking on us to say, hey, how are you doing? And I don't know.
Yeah, Rob. Yep. I could still hear you. The audience can still hear you. I'm just showing another news outlet there. Click to Houston.com is also reporting 5 bodies found inside a home believed to be tied to the inmate who escaped TDCJ's custody. The Department of Public Safety says authorities are searching for his truck. Yeah, but they're not telling us. We know where he is. We know where he's headed. Where did he head? Where did he go? When did these murders take place? How long have these people have been in this home? A lot of unanswered questions here. And that's the crazy part, part. This all broke while we were live. I had no intentions of staying live here for almost 2 hours, but this story broke towards the end, towards the middle and towards the end of the live stream. So Stace on the case is saying, do you think it was an ambush? Yeah, we think that possibly these people came home. He was inside their home using maybe the facilities, the shower, just bunkered down in a home. And they came upon him, and this could have happened. This is just a possibility. We don't know that to be true. Again, this is early on in this developing story. News Nation is going to be on top of this. I know Melanie's probably making some phone calls right now and trying to set that up. Rob,
she's talking to someone. So
so Rob, if you can keep us updated throughout the course of the evening, I will definitely keep and follow the story. I will cover it again tomorrow. I'm sure that a lot more information will be coming out tomorrow night. I will go live exclusively with this. If you guys are available and if you want to talk with me tomorrow night.
I'll be at the clinic till 5 and then home. And I think Melanie will be home tomorrow evening. And that'd be great to where we'll know a lot more definitive, hopefully, things that's going on. Hopefully they'll have this guy and he's not out and about. Now he's in a truck.
Yeah. Oh. Where is he? Where the hell is he? That's what we want to know. Where is he?
See if they have the airplanes out yet and coming this way, because I would think they've got everything and manpower and everything back in the air right now. Trying to figure this out. So.
And Cat Lover 33 says we now know why Jennifer's phone was going nuts. It was going nuts because before we went live, I told her what was happening. I told her to let Brian Enton know what's happening. I wanted news to put the feelers out to find out what was going on. I wanted to get the ball in motion so we could get the story out, but I didn't want to put it out on my platform because I told you, Rob, that I wasn't going to do that. But now, when I saw that the news was reporting it, I said, you know what, we got to put it out there. Sicily, New York says, when did this occur? He must have switched vehicles. Anyone else killed? We don't know. These are the.
I was trying to think back when that house was last looked or checked, and I want to say I don't know. I can't tell. It's I don't know if someone went through that house this last weekend or not, because I thought, and I'll clear this up, and if Melanie was here, she could probably clear it up too. But they went into a house. We know this for a fact. On Sunday, someone reported their house, and remember, everybody, this is a rural area where there's literally hundreds of homes in this county where people come for the weekend, and their weekend homes. Some people may not come up for a month, and then they come up and show up at their weekend home. And so we had heard that it was Sunday or Monday, someone reported that they had an increase of electric usage and water usage, alarmed them on their phone in Houston. And so I guess they had called I think the sheriff's office, and they drove up and they checked it out, and sure enough, they said it had been broke into. Now, Ron, I think we found out earlier that this house where this 5 have been found dead is maybe not the same house that they were up searching on Tuesday morning with dogs and everything, searching the area. So I can't confirm that yet. I'll try to get that confirmed by tomorrow night. And I'll try to also see if I can find out when the last time this house was actually searched for this guy. And it's right on the highway. I mean, it's right on the highway.
And what's crazy about it is, the information is not readily available. Nobody's giving news conferences or press conferences daily. Like, you guys are used to getting those daily updates, and well, how long has that been? It's over a week, right?
No, 2 weeks.
2 weeks of nothing.
This whole week, and then last week when he said, "This is it, I'm done, I'm out of here." I think that was like Monday, almost 2 weeks ago, I believe. I think they were only there for like 9 days. Oh, it was the 9th day, Ron. Remember, the 9th day was the last one he did.
Oh yeah, that's right. You are right.
That would have been it happened Thursday, so probably I don't know, Monday or something. Monday 2 weeks ago.
It's crazy to keep residents out of the loop, and it's not. What did you say? Population there, 900, or was that?
The city, the county, the whole county, I think is 15,000. I think in the whole big wide county. So I don't know what's happening. I know a lot of people are shocked right now. I don't know what news channels has this thing going on right now, but
in 10 minutes, News Nation is going to be on, and I'm gonna play it live. I have it here. It's just I'm waiting for them to come live, and I don't know if Melanie's going to be on with them, but Brian Enton said he's going to be on at 10 p.m., which is my time, 10 minutes from now.
Okay. I don't know. I was gone when she said someone messaged her, so and I heard her on the phone, and they're talking to someone else.
Well, either way, whether she's on or not, I want to hear what they have to say, because maybe they have information that we don't know about. I don't know.
Okay.
But right now it's Dan Abrams live, and then at 10 o'clock it's going to be I think Banfield. So, but Brian Enton is the correspondent who came down and covered the story. Remember, he was sitting in front of Robert Hearst, and he said, "I don't know, Brian, if you know what's going on here." That was the guy. That news reporter has come on. He's actually come on this show with me. One Sunday morning, he came on and talked about the case. So just a great guy. So total gentleman.
I guess we'll go see what she's got going on with that. I see this. He's really ballsy. Yeah, I think he has nothing to lose. He has nothing to lose. Obviously, what he did. I mean, I just can't imagine. We've had enough kids killed here in Texas lately, and innocent kids out with their grandpa wanting to have a good weekend.
It's a shame.
And it's a shame.
So people are reporting in the chat: 2 adults, 3 kids. Melanie, are you going up on News Nation or no?
Yes, I'm waiting for a phone call. We're just going to do a phone call interview.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, I mean, again, I don't want you guys to stay on here. If you want to want to prepare for it, Rob, I think you've basically, you've given us what you can. And I greatly appreciate that, because the audience here are there. Everybody's invested in this thing. Everybody wants him to be brought to justice. They want you guys to get back to your normal lives and be safe again.
Yeah.
So all of us are rooting for you guys, and just keep in touch with me if you can. Let me know what goes on with this. Again, I know you guys are looking, and you got a ton of stuff going on. So I thank you so much
Yeah.
for taking the time out and hang out.
Okay.
Go ahead. What did you want to say, Mel?
Somebody sent me an update from KHOU 11 News. Texas Department of Public Safety has deleted their tweet confirming the 5 people were found dead in Leon County and Lopez may be responsible. We have a crew headed to Centerville to gather details. Probably that be because they're not whole family.
The family don't know.
Yeah,
I bet the
they've not
family
been notified.
They're probably going to have to be real touchy. I'm sure there's going to be a pretty big lawsuit coming on here with the family.
So did I just hear right that Melanie said that they deleted the tweet that they put out about 5 people being killed?
Texas Tech, not TDCJ, but the Texas Department of Public Safety. So that's the DPS. Deleted it. So I'm not sure what's going on with that.
My goodness.
This is a fiasco.
And you know what? It's par for the cause, because this is what this whole thing has been, a fiasco.
Yeah, right.
From day one. I'm not even surprised at this. I know. These people, and excuse my language, have fucked this thing up from the beginning. Just one stutter step after the other. And who does it fall on? The backs of the good civilians that live in that county. Everybody in that county nobody knows. Am I safe? Am I in danger? Is my family going to, God forbid, be next? What are we to think?
Crazy. I'm nervous that if they don't get him found tonight, and he's driving around here in a truck, he has nothing to live. It's just, this is very, 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 very dangerous. I'm just glad, let me tell you, and if Melanie was here, she'd say it too. We are so thankful that in the state of Texas that we can have guns with us and we can have our ARs with us. If we did not have that kind of protection right now, I would be a nervous freaking wreck, not knowing nothing. Yeah. So we feel pretty good. Melanie is going to have a little trouble sleeping tonight. She's already told me 3-4 times she's not going to be able to sleep tonight. We keep an AR on her side. She knows how to flip. It's ready to roll. I keep one on my side. She has a handgun on her nightstand, and I've got one on my nightstand. So we feel good, feel confident. It's just really kind of shakes your emotions on this kind of stuff. I feel bad for that family.
The bottom line is you have to sleep, right? So when you close your eyes, that's when it's most uncomfortable. At least it would be for me.
Another thing about duty, Ron, you've probably spent many years where you've had to talk to someone that they have a family member that died or something has happened to him. I've never had anything like that phone call that happened to me tonight, and it is just a weird feeling to go through that phone call from the son of the older gentleman that is presumed to maybe have been killed in there, and then his nephews, and his now his mother, because they said 2 adults and 3 kids, and his 3 nephews. For him to call me in a panic mode, and for me to say, I'm trying to do everything I can to help you, because he could not get an answer from nobody.
Amazing. Look at this comment. Rob, comes in from a good friend, Gail. She says police would not act upon Braxton's words. They would have had this scumbag if they did their jobs.
Yeah.
Listen, there was an officer on the scene, and he did see Gonzalo Lopez leave that bus, and he chose not to pursue him. I don't know if he radioed in that he had sight of him. I don't know if there was even radio contact there. Let me see. Ashleigh Banfield's coming on. Let's see what she's saying.
B, bar your doors, because he is hell-bent on killing anything in his path to maintain freedom, right? And we could not get the authorities to come on camera with us. 2 nights in a row we asked them, and they said nothing to see here, no updates. And now here we have it, that there are 5 dead people discovered in a house. Dan, coming up on the program, we have located one of the neighbors in this particular area who knows all about what is happening. She's watching the Texas Rangers in her actual neighborhood, a very rural area. She also knows about this guy, Gonzalo Lopez, being spotted on deer cams in the area. So when they narrowed that scope down to a 5-mile radius and then never updated us again, it turns out these people may have been dead all that time. 5 people in a house. Obviously, this guy needed what they had, and they say he took their white truck. I mean, this is an astounding development.
And Ashleigh, just I didn't realize this because I've been on the air. Do they believe all 5 were in the same house?
That is what one of the neighbors says, is that
Okay.
she knows that they have discovered 5 people all in one house. I haven't interviewed her yet. We just got these little bits and pieces of information. She's standing by. She's going to come live on the program. But listen, like I said, I have covered enough dangerous manhunts that the most important thing, other than catching him and making sure people see who he is to give tips to catch him, is to warn the people. Do you remember Dannemora? Do you remember the escape from Dannemora? All they kept saying was, bar your doors. Beware. Get out of that area. These 2 inmates are deadly. And they were. And this guy had he has a death wish, clearly.
Well, look, let's see what happens. I know that there's going to be a press conference coming up any minute. Sounds like you've got a critical interview. So let's just get to it. Banfield starts right now.
Thanks, Dan.
So that's it. I guess we're going to hear Melanie talking live from the next room. Do you want to stay or do you want to go?
I'm okay, because she'll probably look at me and give me a bad look for trying to say something in her ear. So,
all right, you stay here with us. We'll listen to what Ashleigh
At a prime time.
Okay, so she's going on to talk about Uvalde, the president. I'm going to remove this until she gets to the missus. So this is breaking news, folks. This is again, the title of this video is not appropriate because it morphed into Gonzalo Lopez, and the news broke while we were live talking about Matthew Edgar, who was accused of murdering his girlfriend in 2020. And then the second half of the show was talking about Gonzalo Lopez and the updates. And it's just so shocking that here we are. What did you say? 3 weeks to the day?
yeah,
Right?
3 weeks.
3 weeks to the
3 weeks. I'm telling you, within a couple hours of it. Bizarre.
Unbelievable. So, yes, Stace on the case is saying, is there a timeline? There damn sure is a timeline. But we're not going to get into that right now because we want to go right straight to Banfield as soon as she starts talking with Rob's wife, who's right in the next room. This is probably the first time for me. Someone getting interviewed by live on the news, us listening to it from the same household. So Debbie Jackson, she's giving us information. She said it's on Banfield. Well, we're watching it. I guess it's just a little bit behind. People are talking about the deer hunting cameras, the trail cams and stuff like that. So I know that comes into play here too, and stuff that we might not know
Hello
about.
and welcome to Banfield. We're going to begin tonight with that breaking news that is just unfolding now, a terrifying update to a manhunt that is now 3 weeks old and has become deadly. The Texas Department of Public Safety says a convicted murderer who escaped from a prison bus on May 12th and has not been seen since may in fact be the responsible party for 5 new murders. NewsNation's Brian Enton joins me live now with the latest. And Brian, I'm hearing 2 adults and 3 children. Is that the body count?
Yeah, Ashley, we just confirmed that literally within the last 30 seconds. I'm just going over the latest confirmed information we have. It is a family, 2 adults and 3 children found dead in Leon County, Texas, which is right in the area where they've been searching for this inmate, Gonzalo Lopez, for the last 3 weeks. According to the officials there, the latest we're learning is that they got a call from an individual who became concerned after not hearing from an elderly relative. They went out and investigated, and that is when they made this gruesome discovery, the bodies of 2 adults and 3 children murdered, they believe connected to inmate Gonzalo Lopez. And this is important, Ashley. Right now, they are searching for him. They believe that he is in a white Chevy pickup truck. And they just put out pictures of this pickup truck, which we will have for you shortly. But there you go. There it is right there. So this guy is as dangerous as they get. And he is on the run right now. And they believe he is connected to murdering this family, Ashley.
So we're talking about 3 children and 2 adults who are dead in this vicinity. And I recall back right around May 12th when we were covering this story, Brian, that the biggest concern was getting the word out there to people who live in that area, how deadly this man is and how desperate he was. He needed food, he needed money, he needed supplies, he needed wheels, and he would have killed anyone to get that, because that man on your screen was convicted of using a pickaxe to kill his hostage and was serving a life sentence because of it. And in the ensuing capture of him, shot at a sheriff's deputy and garnered another life sentence for that as well. So that man is lethal and now expected to have killed 5 people since this escape, which I don't know about you, but I am very, very angry about this because we begged the officers to come on television, not only to put his photo out, not only to get people aware of what he looks like to help catch him, but also to warn those people in that area, to warn them that this guy's out there. I mean, I just don't even know what else to say at this point. But if there are 5 dead people out there and they could have been warned, then this would be just a travesty of justice.
Yeah, and let's not forget, Ashley, how all of this started. I mean, this was like right out of a movie. I was out there in Centerville, Texas, right after this guy escaped. He was on a prison transport bus, managed to get out of his handcuffs. Initially, we were told he was shackled at the feet too. That kind of came into question, but we know he somehow got out of his handcuffs and went to the front of the bus, used some kind of weapon to get into the cage where the driver was and took over the bus. You see the picture there. He actually drove the bus and crashed it and then took off. There was a gunfight. They shot at him. There was a prison guard in the front of the bus, in the back of the bus, and he managed to get away. He is a known member of the Mexican mafia. Again, this guy, according to law enforcement, is as dangerous as they come. We've all been wondering where he has been for the last 3 weeks since he escaped. They had this massive perimeter there in Centerville, Texas, which is about halfway between Dallas and Houston, and they had that perimeter up for days. I mean, they had about 1,000 law enforcement officers from all over the state, and they could not find this guy. People were convinced that he made it to Mexico, that he was long gone. Well, guess what? Just within the last hour, we've learned he's not long gone. He's still right in that area, and now he's accused of murdering 5 people.
Here's what else is maddening, Brian, that it took this long to discover 5 dead people, all within that 5-mile radius that they had narrowed the search down to. And I kept getting answers like, nothing to update. We won't be talking to the media live tonight. Nothing to update. Night after night, until we finally just gave up because we couldn't get the authorities to talk to us. And now those people are dead. I am absolutely livid about this. I have covered enough manhunts in my day to know that the most critical aspect is communicating to the people who, A, can help you solve it and catch that guy, just like the White pair, right? Casey and Vicky White, they were spotted because someone saw them on television. And number 2, to be careful for.
See, Brian, I told you that these are people who will report what's going on. And you hear what she's saying. She's berating the TDCJ and everybody who's been given bad info.
So, would you do us a huge favor? Stay on this story, collect what you can. I know there's a news conference that's ongoing right now. We're trying to get our live signals up to it. It's right in the middle of, between Dallas and Houston. So it's a bit rural and it's hard to get a live signal,
so there's a
on
news
command.
conference going on.
But as soon as
KBTX.
What is it?
That's who would have it. KBTX.
Okay, I'm going to look.
there,
I'm going to look
so
now.
you'll be live there tomorrow as well. Thanks, Brian.
You got it. Thanks, Ashleigh.
Okay, I also now want to bring in a special guest named Melanie, withholding her last name for security purposes. She is a resident in this exact vicinity, right where Gonzalo Lopez escaped and right where that manhunt began and right where that manhunt was narrowed. Melanie, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Melanie, can you tell me what you know about what's happening in your neighborhood right now?
They reached out to us. We got to know some of the TDCJ workers, and one of them had reached out to me saying he was coming back to the area. They were calling everyone back in because they had just received in one of the homes that he had broke into for supplies, and that was proof that he was still in our area. And then the next thing I know, I get a call from a neighbor and friend who told me that she had just found out that 5 people were murdered in a house that's only a couple of miles from where I live.
That is just chilling. Melanie, and can you give me an approximation of how far that murder scene is, that house, from the place where the bus crashed and where Gonzalo Lopez escaped?
It's probably maybe a mile, if that. It's not too far at all. But I also
so is it thought, Melanie, that these murders happened right away? I mean, what is the time reference on when this family may have been killed?
Well, the family, it was a weekend home. There's a lot of weekend homes and like deer camps here. And that was a weekend home, and they had evidently just come up for the weekend. So it happened. We happened to know some mutual friends that know them very well that said that they only went missing a couple of days ago.
So this is all within the last few days that this family may have been murdered. Melanie, you live right in this area, right in this 5-mile perimeter where they said they had narrowed the search for Gonzalo Lopez after he stabbed the prison bus driver in the chest, fought with him, and took the prison bus. I don't know if you heard my conversation with Brian Enton and Dan Abrams earlier, but we begged and begged the local authorities to come on television to spread the word that there's a lethal, deadly man on the run and a deadly manhunt, because this guy would kill anything in his path to stay free. Did you get notification? Did anybody knock on your door and say, be careful, bar your door, maybe don't even stay here?
Well, when it first started, they had blocked Highway 7 where it was hard to even drive down the road to get home. And they had guards, every 100 feet. And, as each day went by, there was less people, standing guard and keeping the barrier secure. And then next thing you know, they disappear completely. They have said they were going to relocate the headquarters for the search area, and he could possibly be anywhere in Texas. I would say, even including myself, began to believe that this man had left Leon County and that he was somewhere else in Texas, if not Mexico, by now. And there were no more briefings, not only for y'all, but no law enforcement were really giving us any details as to any updates regarding the search whatsoever. We all began to let our guards down, all of us.
Melanie, you gave me chills by saying that you let your guard down because the police didn't, pass on the information to you that you needed to be vigilant, that you needed to be careful, that you needed to understand he was out there somewhere. Can you tell me about this report that he may have been spotted on deer cams in your particular area?
Yeah, he, I believe they said he was wearing camouflage. You know, we have a pool, and we've been out in the backyard swimming, and it literally terrifies me to know that man could have been standing in my backyard in the woods, camouflaged, and I would never even know it. Even these guards that are here, driving up and down the road, the few that are here, you know, they would have probably never even noticed him. He's got camouflage on. He's blending in with his surroundings.
But what about those thousands of officers that were looking for him, and the canine and the horse units and the heat-seeking devices that were flying on drones? Have you seen any evidence of that? I mean, we saw the pictures when it happened 3 weeks ago. Yeah. Has there been any evidence like that? Because he's still out there.
Yeah, TDCJ, no, I've not seen TDCJ hardly at all. There have been few random vehicles driving up and down the roads, but as far as the barriers, checking vehicles as they go in and out, making sure that he's not, he has not left the area. My first thought was when they said they were not going to be giving any more briefings and they were expanding the search, my first thought was, well, what evidence do you have to go on, that proves that he's not here? What proof do you have to give me reassurance that my kid can stay by himself at home, or that I don't have to keep carrying my weapon in and out of the house? You've left it up to me to make the decision based on what? Because they weren't giving us
based on no information. This is what makes me so frustrated, because I'm telling you, Melanie, we tried to get the message out on national television in case he ended up in border states as well. We tried, and we could not get the authorities to come on camera and update the search and continue getting the message out. And now what you're telling me is it was left up to you and your own safety with zero knowledge. And who knows if this family, as you said, it was a weekend home, who knows if this family was ever notified that there is a deadly escaped inmate who has not been found and will kill in order to maintain his freedom. Did they post anything on anyone's doors? Did they notify your neighbors about security measures at any time in this entire manhunt? No. I even asked them, are they searching all of the empty deer camps and the weekend homes? Are they going in there? Because nobody's, it could go weeks or months before anybody's in those places. It was very easy for him to find a place, that there wasn't someone living in, for him to hide out and do that, which obviously is what he did. But I'm angry. I am angry at TDCJ for leaving us vulnerable and their negligence for allowing this man to escape. I think there's a lot of anger that should go around because he was able to escape with a prison bus that was not only caged in the middle and had a guard in the back with a long arm and a driver who was armed with a sidearm. And this guy's able to get on that bus with a shank, get out of his cuffs somehow, cut a hole in the divider in the front, climb into the driver's compartment, stab that driver in the chest with the shank, and then cause a full-on fight outside of the bus. When the driver was able to get, out of the bus, the back doors opened up. You can see them open in that picture where the back guard was stationed, and he came out with his long arm, wasn't able to shoot because they were rolling around on the ground, but thought to shoot out the tires of the bus at least, so that even if Gonzalo Lopez got control of that bus, he wasn't going to get far. And there's the result right there. He didn't get far. So that was a great decision on his part. But how on earth did Gonzalo Lopez get back in that bus without being shot at by both of those guys? By both of them. They were both armed. Now, mind you, the driver at this point has been stabbed in the chest. Melanie, quick question for you. I'm also hearing reports that other homes have been broken into in your area. What do you know about that?
I heard he had been in a few other homes. They're just now discovering. Like I said, they're probably just now finding it out because these weekenders are coming up and just now finding it. So don't know. Right now, I mean, he could be anywhere. I heard he was on the next county road. I got somebody texted me a while ago and said he was on the next county road, which is the next road right next to us. So I don't know. I mean, it's living in total fear. And for 3 weeks to live in fight and flight mode is stressful.
Melanie, even at this early stage, just within the last, few hours, we're learning about these 5 victims, this family of victims, 2 adults and 3 kids murdered in that home, not far from where your home is. Is there a plan of safety for you? Have the authorities rounded up you and all the neighbors who live in this community and told you what to do next and how to secure yourself and make sure your families are safe?
Rob, did they tell anybody?
The only notice that we've really gotten is to look out for the vehicle and keep our doors locked. I'm just very thankful that we have gun rights where I'm not locked in this home without a way to protect myself. And hopefully, I would say most of the people that live out here, do have ways of protecting themselves. They do have guns, most of them are hunters, but I can't imagine having to be locked up in my home without any way to protect myself if he were to try to enter.
Your wife is a badass, Rob.
And you have no idea. Do you know the people who were killed? Do you know that family that is in the neighborhood in that weekend home?
I don't personally know them. We have mutual friends.
What do you know about them?
I know the dad, one of the adults that was killed was an elderly man. And the place is beautiful. It has this huge, beautiful lake, one of the prettiest places in Leon County. And they do a lot of fishing. And it's just a real peaceful place here. This is not something we're used to dealing with or having to live this way. You're not prepared for something like this. And that family came up thinking they were going to enjoy a nice, peaceful weekend, probably fishing in that beautiful lake of theirs. And I don't know if he was there waiting, that's speculation, but God only knows what they went through.
Melanie, I can't imagine for a moment that picture on our screen of that inmate wasn't plastered over the doors of every home in that area to warn people that this is out there. Maybe this isn't the best place to spend the weekend. Certainly not the best place to bring children right now. There is a deadly escaped inmate who is on the prowl and needs supplies. And right now, the only people who can supply him are innocent victims. Do you have any idea if this was an elderly couple with grandchildren?
Yes, that's what, yeah.
What have you heard?
That's all I know is that they were elderly, and I don't know how old the kids were, if they were teenagers, but I just.
Melanie, do you know if the parents have been notified? Do you know where the parents live?
We did speak to some family members, but they weren't even really notified. All they knew is that they couldn't get a hold of them.
You spoke to some of the family members?
Yes.
And they were trying to get a hold.
We helped them get in contact with the local law enforcement to try to get more information because they didn't even know.
Was it the parents that you spoke with?
I believe it was the older man was his father, and those were his nephews.
And they reached out to you. They had not been notified by the authorities of this.
No, not at that point in time. No.
it was you who got the authorities to go and check that home because there was a concern the family hadn't heard from them?
I think there was another family member or something that had gotten a hold of some local law enforcement to say, hey, we haven't heard from them in a while. Can you go check on them? Because I think they may have been from like Houston or something, but one of the other family members is who we got a hold of that still had not heard back from them. And when we talked to them, they were very upset, and they didn't know who to contact. And so we put them in contact with some of our local law enforcement friends that we know to try to help them out and get the information.
Is she okay,
Melanie,
Rob?
what are you going to do with your family? Where are you going to stay? Are you going to stay in your home? And if so, how? How are you going to stay safe?
We are going to stay here. Luckily, we have dogs that will probably alert us if something strange is going on outside.
Right back.
Okay.
We do have night vision binoculars, and their night vision's also mounted on our rifles. So, you know, we have things because we are hunters. We have ways of defending ourselves, you know, more than probably the average person, but it's a horrible way to have to live.
And it's unconscionable that you just haven't been notified about anything. And maybe these other people, this family of 5 that was killed, had no idea either. And that's just maddening. And I can only wonder if he's broken into a number of homes in the area, that he may have also been able to steal the weapons that many of those people who live in this rural area would have for self-defense, living in a rural area. And he may now be in possession, you know, of those weapons. And we can only imagine that that's what he would do. Melanie, please keep your family safe. Please keep us updated and let us know what happens. This is just terrible news. I'm just very thankful that you were there to give us the details and help us sort through this. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
And God bless. You know, I cannot reiterate enough how frustrated I am about this, how maddening this is. Those people should have been told that there was a dangerous killer on the loose in their area. That should have been plastered over every single door of a weekend home if someone wasn't there. The homeowner should have been notified wherever their permanent home is to say, do not visit. They did this in Dannemora. They warned everybody. Everybody was very vigilant about barring their doors and taking extra precautions because they knew that there were 2 escapees up there in northern New York. And they found them using the good old traditional methods: dogs, gumshoe detective work, and also manhunt. But I have no idea, folks, what's been going on in this manhunt. Not because we haven't asked a million questions, but because we've been told nothing to see here. Nothing to see here, folks. No update needed. We won't be doing a live update for you. So possibly the people who could have seen that update didn't see that update and didn't know there was a deadly killer in their neighborhood looking to get supplied and stay alive. We'll continue to update you when we hear more. There was supposed to be a news conference earlier. I have no idea what was said, but we'll let you know. There's this other story breaking.
Okay, so let's take Banfield off. Melanie did an unfreaking believe. She is a strong woman. And I know you went in there to probably give her some support, emotional support, because you're a great husband, Rob. Your family is just unbelievable. And the power and the strength that your wife had to do that interview. And the reporters do their job. And she was asking her the tough questions. Your wife she was emotional before she went on with her. She was emotional here with us. But I, as good friends, I feel that we're friends. I didn't want to push her like that. That's the reporter's job to do. People in the chat were being very defensive of Melanie and saying, "Oh, leave her alone. That's enough." I get it, but their job's to get that story out. And I think your wife really wanted to get that out. And this just empowered her. You know,
you know, one thing I was really trying to, and you've been through this with us now, that we're really trying to reiterate is that, you all right? Is that this is TDCJ that's doing this. This is not our local sheriffs. This is not the Department of Public Safety, the Highway Patrol. This is not the Texas Rangers. This is TDCJ that is pushing them to the side. We've been hearing this story for 3 weeks now from every one of the officers we know, from every ranger we know. And it really is frustrating. And even when they're out there searching in the fields, searching the creeks, we've heard them say they've called off our local guys that know this area and say, well, we got it under control. We're not worried about that, or we're not worried about this. It is like, I don't know how to explain it. It's like they know that they don't want no one else involved, and it's causing more problems. Does that make sense?
Yeah. No, 100%. It definitely does.
It's so frustrating.
It is so frustrating.
They're able to hide what they want to hide.
Yeah. Melanie, I want to just say to you on behalf of everybody that's been watching here, and there's almost 1,000 people watching live right now, you did unbelievable in that interview. I can't tell you how impressed I am, and everybody here, with the way you handled yourself. I know you got upset because you're very emotional right now, but you got your message out and you got your point across on that interview, and you did fantastic.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You guys are frozen on my screen, so I don't know if maybe it's the Wi-Fi going in and out for you, but we still can hear your audio, so that's fine. At what point did it get you upset when you were talking to her? Was it about when she was talking about that family in the home?
Yeah, because I know that family only came up because they thought that the guy was gone.
Right.
You know, we thought the guy was gone. I mean, we had a graduation party here for my daughter and brought friends and family from out of town and brought them here. You know, now I think, what if we brought them here into the danger zone, you know, but we were led to believe that he was not here, you know. And I remember the day they said they were pulling out, and I was so mad. I told Rob, I said, they're just leaving us high and dry, you know, and they're leaving it up to us to make the decision. You know, is it safe? Is it safe for me to start leaving my kid at home while I go run some errands by himself? Or, you know, is it safe for me to have this party and bring all my family here, you know, to the possibility of him still being here? You know, they left all of those decisions up to us based on what evidence did they give us to even make those kind of decisions for ourselves? Because they weren't here to protect us. They weren't here to guard us. They weren't here to make sure he didn't get out of certain areas or keep searching the homes that nobody was living in, you know. There were very, very few TDCJ workers still left around, and you would just see them just cruising the roads, just driving around.
Sometimes looks like they're taking a nap in their truck, just sitting back there, or on their phones looking down. I mean, what it was a show. And for those who haven't followed this all the way through, and it was a show on with that Robert Hirsch saying we're not leaving, so they just letting in, and even the locals would talk about that. There are only others, trucks and cars drive around to just let people know, hey, we're still here. It's just a show, not even really doing anything.
Yeah. It's a overall total failure. Communication, policing, public safety, and just leaving you guys high and dry to really fend for yourselves. And look at the result. We have 5 murders on our hand. We have 5 people dead in your community because of these failures. We lost your signal. I don't know what happened.
I'm gonna try to switch an internet provider here real
Yeah.
quick. I may lose you totally, maybe.
Okay. All right. Yeah, we'll stand by. But this conversation is so uncomfortable to have, but it's so necessary to have. And what Melanie just did on Banfield, I feel okay. Great, you guys are back. So what you just did, on Banfield, I feel like I almost had a part to do with that, because my guest, the retired FBI agent Jennifer Koffendorfer, I told her to contact them because I wanted them to know about this and get the word out. I knew that they were going to be the only news group that would be interested immediately to put you on the air. And I wasn't sure if they were going to run with the story, but I knew that Jennifer was the vehicle that I could use to try to help you get your word out. And it was successful. And that's why I was so happy that Robert stayed here and that we all got to listen to you speak up for not only your family, but your community. And that's a freaking great thing. I was so proud to hear you. I was upset that you got upset, but we all manned up and said, you know what? She's a strong woman. She's going to handle this. But you got that message out there and you spoke. You for one time here in 3 weeks, took charge. And you had the charge and you had a national audience. That broadcast went out across the United States, and they actually, I think, are even they even go over into the UK. So this is international because you could watch them live on the internet. So it's international. So kudos to you, Melanie. Everybody was here cheering you on. People are sending super chats and saying how brave you are and how great of a job you did. How do you feel now that you got it off your chest? A little bit better?
A little bit better. I just, I know if I don't say anything, that it's going to be that much easier for TDCJ to sweep it under the rug.
Right.
There's too many people that they're scared to say anything. They're scared to talk.
Yeah.
And maybe I should be scared, but I'm more angry. I have more of a fight, anger inside than I do fear. Because I'm not going to just be silent and let them get by with covering things up. And they will. And I think that's really what they're trying to do. Because I think that's why they won't acknowledge the video, why they won't acknowledge that there was an eyewitness to this. And I have to say something. I have to.
Yeah. And there was a message from a Bree. I don't know if you guys know who that is, but somebody sent a message. Can I put that back on the screen? Am I allowed to do that?
Yeah, that's our daughter Bree, that she lives down in Rockport. And then right before that was our other daughter, Kinley Grace.
Well, God bless them. I wasn't sure if who it was, but I put those messages on the screen immediately as soon as I saw the name. So
we're getting a lot of text messages. And what I have to say about Melanie is you have thousands of people watching this, and I saw that her original video you did has 25,000 views or something like that.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't know Melanie real well. She's very laid back, very gentle, kind-hearted, spiritual kind of woman. And it hurt her some to see people say, you only do this for fame, or you only do this, or you only put the video out there because you want your 15 minutes of fame or whatever.
That's bullshit.
Melanie doesn't like commotion. She likes to stay away. She totally likes to stay away from stressful situations. She don't like to be in the middle of things. She hates conflict between people. But she knows when there's something speaking to her that she needs to do for the right. And then once she is she's in 100%. And that's why she's still where she's at right now. I think she feels like she got burnt real bad by this Robert Hurst guy that continuously
Discounted her.
continuously said, "Who's this woman? Who's this woman? We don't know who this is."
Yeah.
And continuously try to slam and disown anything that she tried to do with Braxton's video.
Yeah.
And then this going on right now. She is like, I feel like she's like the voice of Leon County here.
She is. She is.
So many people are so scared. And I know a lot of people don't want to get in the middle of things, but they're nervous. But Melanie, I'm telling you, she is one where friends call on her and say, "Mel, can you talk to me about this? Can you help me with this?" And she's just a great person that means nothing but good for people. And she's hurt for our community. She's hurt for our sheriff's offices, who's had to use all their extra manpower to try to help TDCJ for their failure.
Right.
Over and over and over failure. And now their failure for like my family, about 25 of them out here enjoying a swimming pool, relaxing because this.
So we seem to have, again, he's getting a lot of text messages, so he might have been blocked.
This guy was supposed to not be there. We're back. Yeah, this crazy thing. It's just.
Yeah, we didn't get the later half of what you were just saying, but because when the messages are coming in, it's kind of like just clogging it up. It stops everything that you're saying, but we get exactly what you're saying. She was the voice for Leon County and on the community tonight. She had that opportunity and she stepped up. She got emotional, but you know what, Melanie, you got your point across. You're not that type of person where you feel like you need to have the spotlight. But like you said, if you don't speak up, who the hell is gonna? You witness this inmate with your son exit that bus, go out into the field. You probably said, "Hey, Brax, get the phone. Let's go. Take the video. Mommy's driving." And I'm not saying that that's exactly how it went down, but that's how I envisioned it. Hey, Mommy's driving. You get this video, and boom, Braxton jumped into action and got him in the camera. He was a little shaky, but he got him running across that field, and mission accomplished. You should have been getting the keys to Leon County by the mayor or whoever the hell's in charge of that area. You should have been like, you should have been serenaded by everybody. The police and correction officials should have been knocking at your door and sitting down with you. "Ma'am, I want you to tell me just the facts. What did you see? What happened there? Let's go." They were with the notebooks, taking notes, investigation 101. That did not happen.
No, and that's what I feel like, because they didn't do that. That are they really? Are they investigating this? Are they really trying to find out the facts, or are they just taking those two officers' word for it? And the third one that just happened to be following behind the bus that sat in his car and did nothing. But, there was, and I know it seemed like there wasn't much in the video, but when you look at it, there are so many key points that actually contradict all of the briefings, especially in the beginning, that Mr. Hurst was giving out to the public about the whole thing. And, why would they not want to find out the facts? The only thing that tells me is they're trying to hide something. Why would you not fully investigate an eyewitness, fully investigate a videoing? I know we didn't get everything, but there's so many key things that we did get in there. That
even one part, there was when he flashed back, you could see cars stopped in the background, cars stopped in the back. And you would think they'd want that video to blow that up and send it to a lab to really look at it and see, hey, let's check these cars that are stopped back there and see if they were following the bus or what's going on.
Were they a pickup vehicle for him once he escaped?
Right. Let's enhance that video. Let's enhance the video and see what we can come up with here. Let's look at what the officer on the scene, in fact, did or didn't do.
Exactly. The door being shut on the back of the bus. Who takes the time to shut a door once you get out and you're having to, defend your coworker who's fighting with an inmate?
Right.
You know, I mean, just so many things. It makes me feel like they're dropping the ball on everything.
Yeah, it's a damn shame, and you know you don't expect that in 2022. You don't expect it in any year that we're in. You know, police are supposed to be there, and correction officials are supposed to be there. This is their nightmare that's bestowed upon you guys, right? They
Yes.
screwed up. They effed up. You guys didn't F up. You did what we as police asked the public to do. If you see something, say something. You and your son did more than anybody did that day because you got a video and you actually were the only eyewitnesses with your own eyeballs seeing Gonzalo Lopez walk off that bus, jump up onto that little fence, hop over it, and then scoot out into the field, and then you have him on video. I mean, what more could they ask for? That's a ground ball given right to investigators, and that Robert Hurst dismissed you and actually he discounted what you did, and he actually said to the reporter, "I don't know anything about that woman." That's what really got you fired up, and I know that.
Yeah.
Because when we first met, you know, you were very cautious about even talking to me. You know, you asked me to send stuff to you and send you some of my videos, and I did that. And then when you first started talking to me, I could see that you were guarded. You were on your, you know, it wasn't like you were like, oh, you know, I want to get on there. I want to get on your show. I want to do this. You were just like, hey, this is what's going on. I'm trying, you know, I'm just low key here, but this is what happened. So I got that vibe immediately from you that, you know, you were not an attention seeker. Yeah, that's for sure. You know,
I probably wouldn't have even gone on with News Nation, honestly, if I hadn't known that you were a part of that connection. But you know, as angry as I want to get about having to go through this and living through this and them putting us in this situation for so long, now it takes it to a whole nother level, because now it's not just affecting our lives. It has taken lives. It has taken those kids and that family.
Yes. 5 innocent people who had nothing to do with anything, you know, elderly and those young children. And I'm so sorry that you're upset. We're all upset. This is not something that could be lightly taken. You're talking about 5 human beings who are just minding their own business, brutally slain here.
No longer what if. It has happened.
Yeah.
And I guess it's still a what if, you know, is it going to happen again?
It's a goddamn shame. It's a shame. It's really a sick situation. And the blood of these people are on the hands of TDCJ. And,
yes, 100%.
You know, and they're going to have to answer to it. There's a press conference coming up in 15 minutes. I know that we're all going to want to watch it. I want to say a couple of thank yous to Just Saying. They sent in a $200 super chat and they said, "Thank you, Melanie, for blowing the whistle. I too have blown the whistle myself." Thank you for that, and thank you for that support. Auntie Mel in Georgia sends a $50 super chat. She says, "Melanie, great job. Stay safe."
Thank you.
Cindy Wigglesworth sends in a super chat and says, "Look at what happened in Gabby Petito. Red, White, and Bethune did the same thing. They posted a video, which in turn found the body of Gabby Petito in the Tetons."
Wow.
I covered that story. I met those people. I met the family, and they saw something and they said something. And they captured video of the van on the GoPro, and he dumped her body right there in the Grand Tetons. So just another similar story. But here we are talking. Tonight is very emotional. We're talking about 5 human beings who have been brutally murdered in Leon County. And this is a breaking story that started. I had no idea what was going on. I was getting messages from both of you guys earlier before I went live, and I actually had to cut Robert short because I wasn't even prepared for the thing. I was talking about 2 different cases, but we were going to talk about Gonzalo Lopez, the second half. And as this thing started developing, you know, again, I can't thank you guys enough for being brave enough to come on. your interview, the phone interview with Banfield, was a grand slam for you and for your community and for America. You stood up. You have, and forgive me for using this term, balls of steel. You got up there. You said what you had to say. You did it with respect and dignity. You kept your composure after you got upset. And it's a lot more than probably any of us here in this panel and the 1,000 people that are watching right now could have done. So I don't even have a cap on, but I'm tipping my cap to you, Melanie and Robert. And
I just don't feel like if I didn't, there would be no justice served, and now no justice for the family whose lives have been taken.
Yeah, you spoke for that family.
And if I don't say anything, then who's going to question TDC? Who is going to question them?
Yeah, TDCJ needs to be. They need to show accountability here. They got a lot of explaining to do, and I know that we're going to hear a lot of BS in this press conference. They're going to skate around it. You're going to hear words like, "Nothing is confirmed. We don't know if Gonzalo Lopez, in fact, did commit this murder." You're going to hear that. They're going to say everything that they can to cover their ass. I'm not even going to use the acronym, to cover their ass. And that's going to make it equally. And this is my prediction, because I know from being in the field for so long that this is what they do. They're going to try to cover their ass. They're going to try to say, hey, nothing is confirmed until we have, until we can clearly and concisely say it was Gonzalo Lopez. But we know.
Oh, yeah.
5 people don't just get murdered in Leon County. It just doesn't happen like that.
No.
So you got this scumbag on the loose, this evil monster, and you all were led to believe, you were led down a road of the yellow brick road, so to speak. Everything is honky-dory. It's all good in the neighborhood. Go back to your all normal life and, take the kids. Come on. It's just despicable that can happen.
It is. We had, before that, Kimmy's graduation party, we had a couple family members say, "Hey, are you sure is everything okay down there?" "Oh yeah, there's hardly no guards around here, no one here anymore. We're fine. Everything's good. Y'all come down." Holy cow.
Crazy. So some people are joining late here into the live, and they're saying, did they catch him? No. We hope and pray that they catch him sooner than later. But no, there's no confirmation that he's been captured. There's going to be a press conference in 5 minutes. Listen, guys, it's been an emotional night. I don't want to hold you two any longer. I know that, you've been on here a long time with me. Let's keep in touch, when you guys can tomorrow. I'm going to be, my schedule. I go to work in the morning, just like you, Rob, and Melanie's out at the goat farm doing her goat stuff. She works her tail off as well. What a team this family is. I want to meet you guys one day now more than ever. I want to meet you so I can hug you, shake your hand, and from one American to another, I say thank you. I say thank you for being you. We need 1 million more Tieperman families out there to stand up for what's right and what's wrong. And
thank you for giving us the platform to be able to have a voice and to be able to have that voice and support, because I can tell you, I have been scared to talk, and you have given me security. I feel very safe talking to you, and I'm very appreciative of that.
Yeah, I feel like we've known each other for a long time, even though it's only just a short period of time. So I get a feeling that, we are, we're family now. So anything that myself or Ed Wallace or this entire Crime Time with DutyRon community, I have so many supportive people across the United States and across the globe, for that matter. Here in the chat, there's people from Australia, there's people from the United Kingdom, there's people from South Africa. It's just amazing, the support that you
feel good. There's so many good people in this world.
Yeah, the good outweighs the bad, and that's as law enforcement. The law enforcement side, I saw so much bad, but I always said that the balance is good outweighs evil, and that stands true. Listen, I want to say thank you and God bless both of you guys. Love and respect from New York City, right back to you guys in Leon County in Texas. If you need anything, come forward, just text or call. Both of you have my number. We actually, sometimes I'll be texting Robert and then I'll be texting Melanie at the same time. I'm like, I send Robert a text, and then if he doesn't answer me, I send Melanie a text and vice versa. So it's quite a relationship. You're welcome. You're welcome, guys.
We'll talk to you tomorrow and see what we know and see what we can do to update more tomorrow evening.
I'm going to end this with us both on the screen. So as I always end these live streams, I want to just say, first and foremost, thank you to the Tieperman family, Robert, Melanie, you guys are awesome. Braxton, and now your extended family, your daughters were on our live stream. So I got to meet the whole fam. As I always end these, I'm ending it with the Tipermanns. God bless the world. God bless the United States of America, and God bless each and every one of us here in the chat, but especially the 5 victims of this heinous crime in Leon County. We send them prayers, to their families, strength and positive vibes. God bless them. Good night from New York and Leon County.
Thank
you guys.
Good night.